Hi everyone, welcome to Autodio. When it comes to supercars with W16 engine, many people might think of Bugattis at the first place. The couple Veyron and Chiron always take the spotlight wherever they go. For almost 2 decades, the mighty 16-cylinder engine has brought Bugatti brothers on top of the supercar world in terms of performance. Along with carbon fiber monocoque chassis, all-wheel drive and insane speed, this machine has become a signature for modern Bugatti hypercars. And their success has shadowed other W16 halo cars, including Jimenez Novia, a forgotten one-off from the 90s. As recorded, the Jimenez Novia pays homage to the Porsche 917. It was born more than 10 years before the Bugatti Veyron came onto the market. The car was designed and developed by the French motorcycle racer Ramon Jimenez, whose goal was to build the ultimate supercar reminiscing his favorite legendary race car. However, the most interesting lies in Jimenez Novia's engine. Ramon Jimenez and his team began development in 1985 without the help of an established manufacturer. An aluminum honeycomb chassis served as the basis. The body was made entirely of carbon. Even today, carbon fiber is still an expensive material despite the decreased price by the time. The Novia project started just 5 years after this material appeared on an F1 race car. To develop a super sports car from scratch in the 1980s without any engineering know-how is definitely admirable, especially when it comes to engine. And Jimenez even chose the most difficult path imaginable. Instead of an AMI V8 or at least a 6-cylinder boxer from Porsche and building on it, he had completely different ideas. He wanted a 16-cylinder engine. To do this, Jimenez took 4 air-cooled 4-cylinder motorcycle engines from Yamaha FZR 1000 and fused them together. That sounds crazy but breathtaking as well. First, Jimenez constructed 2 V8 engines from the mentioned 4-cylinder ones, 1003 cc each. The 2 V8s were then connected to one another at the crankcase, but kept separate crankshafts. The result was an air-cooled W16 with 4,118 cc displacement and 80 valves, 5 valves per cylinder. The naturally aspirated engine had an output of 560 horsepower and 432 Nm. The maximum speed was an insane 10,000 revolutions per minute and the power delivery was carried out by a 6-speed manual transmission from Hewland. Since the complex design was still an air-cooled motor, cooling was particularly important. The Novia had large radiators in front of the rear wheels, and there were also 2 huge fans in the rear to help suck the hot air out of the engine compartment. Just like the Porsche 917, the Novia still generated a lot of downforce even without a large spoiler. As far as the dimensions were also concerned, the replica was close to the original. With a length of 4,166 mm and a width of 1,956 mm, Novia was around 45 mm longer and 25 mm narrower than the Porsche 917. In terms of height, the Novia was around 15 cm taller than the 917, a compromise for the space inside. Despite comfort features like cassette radio, beige Connelly leather and even air conditioning, the Novia weighed just 890 kilos due to its lightweight construction. The power-to-weight ratio was impressive, 1.6 kilograms per horsepower. It was clear that the Jimenez Novia, completed in 1995, would be fast. How fast it really was, however, surprised everyone. In the year of completion, Ramon Jimenez was able to show what his super sports car was actually capable of. The Novia reached an unbelievable 381 km per hour, which was only 10 km per hour slower than the legendary McLaren F1 on its top speed run in 1998. The word Novia is Spanish, by the way, meaning girlfriend or lover, and is an anecdote for the fact that Jimenez put more than 10 years of work into his supercar. As reported, the car costed around $850,000 or the equivalent of over 700,000 euros for development. Following the record run, Novia was tested at the French Paul Ricard racetrack and an airfield of the French Air Force. Here, the Novia continued to impress. It only needed around 3 seconds to sprint to 100 km per hour and it finished the standing kilometer in 19 seconds. Everything went well. Jimenez planned to launch a small series in Monteau, France, with a unit price of around €300,000 today. He also wanted to get even more performance out of the W16 and was also thinking about possible races, including Le Mans. Even an off-road version of the Novia was being considered as well. But then everything went down pitifully. Being a small series production, the Novia had to undergo a crash test course. Since there was only one copy of the Novia produced and Jimenez didn't have enough money for another, things turned bad for the ambitious project. Despite the media-effective top-speed run, the French guy could not succeed in finding investors, and therefore, the car maker had no choice but to crush the project. And Jimenez Novia remained a one-off treasure. From the end of the 1990s, Jimenez devoted himself to a completely different field: CNC laser machines. The Jimenez Motor Laser Company still exists until now. Thank you for watching. See you later.